Hello guys, today we are going to watch a video about the topics from the Unit 8. First, we are going to start with some topics from the Lesson A, for example, some prepositions, and then we are going to continue with the vocabulary about the question whose and the possessive pronouns. So let's start with prepositions of place, in and on. Remember that a preposition is a word that connects the main noun with a place, a time, or a direction. We have a lot of different prepositions in English, but today we are going just to focus on in and on for place. Let's start with the preposition in. The preposition in indicates or expresses that something is inside an enclosed or a space or container. You see, if you use the preposition must be in a space, an enclosed space, or surrounded by different walls or something like that, like a container. For example, if we see the green ball is inside the box, okay? So the idea with this, with using the in, is that something is inside something else, like a container, you see? We have, for example, my new shirt is in my closet. In means that is inside the closet. For example, we have the word drawer. So we says she keeps her underwear in the drawer because it's inside. So we use the word in when something is inside something else. What about the preposition on? The preposition on is used to indicate that something is in contact with a surface, a flat or a plane surface. For example, we have the desk. A desk is a flat surface. So if something is over this surface, we said that the object is on. For example, your laptop and your plant are on the desk. The floor is also a flat surface or a plane surface. So when something is on the floor, we said actually on. I dropped my ice cream, now it is on the kitchen floor, okay? For example, a wall, yeah, a wall is also a flat surface. So we said that the clock is on the wall because it's a flat or a plane surface, okay? So in that case, we use the preposition on. Now let's continue with the question whose and the possessive pronouns. First, what is the question whose? We know words like what, where, when, why, right? But this is an additional question. Pay attention to this question. The question whose is used to ask about who is the owner of something. The owner means el propietario, right? So who is the owner of something? When we use this word whose, we are asking of the owner of something. The structure is very, very important because in Spanish is different. So in English, we have the first is the whose, then we have the thing or the object, then we have the verb be, and the demonstrative pronouns this and these. So for example, if we said the cell phone, it says, whose cell phones is this? We're asking in Spanish, ¿de quién es este celular? But pay attention to the structure in here. In other words, we are asking about who is the owner of this cell phone. We have another example. Whose English books are these? We are saying de quién son estos libros de inglés. In other words, we are asking about the owner of the English books. So pay attention to the structure. It's different, completely different from the Spanish version. When we have these questions, we have two different options to answer the question whose. For example, whose cell phones is this? Whose English books are these? We have two different options. The number one is we can use possessive adjectives that you know already. My, your, his, her, our, and their. But we have another option that is using the possessive pronouns. They are different from the possessive adjectives. We are going to see that they are different. In possessive pronouns, we have the pronouns mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. Pay attention to the S at the end of these possessive pronouns. Is different from the possessive adjectives. So, for example, to the question, whose jeans are these, right? The woman is asking about whose jeans are these, right? So we have two possible options. You can say they are her jeans, I mean the jeans of this woman, they are her jeans, or they are hers. Notice the difference. I mean, in the first one, you have to mention the word, the object. Again, in this case, jeans. When you use the possessive pronouns, you just say they are hers and you don't have to say jeans. You cannot say they are hers jeans. No, you say they are her jeans using the possessive adjective. But if you use the possessive pronouns, you just say they are hers. There is no need that we mention the object again. Look at this example. Whose wallet is this? You can say that is my wallet. You mean you are the owner of the wallet, but you can also say the wallet or it is mine. Okay, it is mine. In this sentence with the mine, you don't use the word wallet before the noun, right? You don't say it is mine wallet. No, you say it is mine. Okay, so that is about the possessive pronouns. The possessive pronouns are those words to demonstrate ownership. Remember that the owner es el dueño. Ownership sería como la propiedad de alguien, de quién es algo. So in this case, possessive pronouns show possession, of course. For example, if we have personal pronoun I, the possessive pronoun is mine. In this case, we have that mine is like mío. Something is mine, algo es mío, you see? When we have yours, algo es tuyo. When we have his, algo es suyo de él. Hers es algo suyo de ella. Its es algo suyo de un animal o una cosa. Ours es de nosotros. Yours es de ellos y theirs es también de ellos. For example, this computer is mine. Pay attention to the use of this mine here. This computer is mine means that I am the owner of the computer. I can lend you these books. They are not mine. They are theirs. In this sentence, you are indicating that you are not the owner of the books, but other people are. So you say they are theirs. It's like you say, no son míos, son de ellos. You see, that is the use of these possessive pronouns.